beautiful friends and book lovers. Here with my favorite video to film all freaking year. But I talked and talked and talked and talked and talked while filming this video. So look for the time skips in the description box below, the timestamps, because that will show you where you want to go. If you want to listen to the whole video, including just like some great stuff that's happened to me this year and then my honorable mentions, please just watch the whole thing because you guys know I love that. But if you're just here for the top 10, look in the description box below because I literally recorded for like 15 plus minutes and I still hadn't gotten to it. Of course, that was unedited, but like it's words. It's just my favorite video to film. So I get like chatty and excited. But anyways, look in the description box if you don't want to watch the whole thing because it takes a little bit to get to. My husband and I just listened to Coco Melon for the past hour. So we are drinking in this video. You guys already know the drill. I've been sick this whole year. No, I'm just playing. But if you're not new here, you know we're always sick. We have a toddler. Literally, as I'm filming this, I've heard my son cough and I've heard my husband cough. It is crazy. But anyways, sorry, let me adjust a little bit. I've been sick for like a week and finally I feel better today. So better-ish. We are drinking and we're going to be classy. We are going to drink this white wine from Luxembourg. This is from the Costco Wine Advent Calendar. I don't even know, Rivenaire, is that a type of wine? I don't know. But we're going to be classy and we're going to drink it in this from Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the best Christmas movie ever. Nobody can argue with me. Look at how much we just filled her up. Taking the first sip. Delicious. No, actually, it's really good. I freaking love the Costco Wine Advent Calendar. If you follow me on Bookstagram, this is the second year that I have purchased the Costco Wine Advent Calendar. Also, what do you guys think of the new hair? Apparently it's called a root smudge. My roots were growing out and I was like, you know what? It's winter. I live in the Chicagoland area, AKA it's going to be cold here. Oops, sorry, until like May. So wanted to go a little darker, but kept the money pieces here. But anyways, I just got this hair done today at like 11-ish. So, and it's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Oh my gosh, sorry. Every time I move my mouse pad on my laptop, it hits the filming light. I am filming my favorite video of the year right now. This is my favorite video to film all year, and that is my top 10 thrillers of 2022 with honorable mentions, and we have quite a few honorable mentions. But I just wanted to start this video today by basically just saying some positive, great things. Let me start off by saying for the past 2 years, I've been working through grad school. My job is I'm a teacher. BookTube is a hobby for me. And the past 2 years, I have been putting myself through grad school. I went through grad school and now I will make a little bit more money. But hey, you know what? I'm here for it. And I'm just proud of myself. It was difficult. We also have a toddler. He actually just passed 18 months. So it's been a crazy past 2 years. But I'm excited because I'm done. I'll put a little still picture of me here for you if you follow my Bookstagram. I also posted it there as well. But it was a big moment last weekend for me, folks. And I'm telling you this, one, because I'm just happy to say that I'm finally done with grad school, but also I'm so excited because I get to read more and just focus more on BookTube now that not all of my free time and like my Sundays are going to freaking grad school. So I am so excited to just say, like, I'm hopeful that in 2023, I'm going to have a lot more YouTube content, a lot more time to read, hopefully be posting on Booksta more. So yeah, I'm very excited. So cheers to that, folks. It's actually super great. I will say that Costco wine advent calendar this year, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because like I had COVID all the way back in like May. I just feel like my taste buds truthfully have never been the same. Like I'm tasting all the wines, and I will say that the advent calendar this year has a lot more reds, which I love. I love red wine, but like last year they had fun sangrias, and then like the Christmas Eve wine was like a champagne. Like it was so fun. This year, I would say like 60% of the box has been red wine and the others have been whites. There wasn't like any sangria or champagne. So I think I preferred last year's wine advent calendar, but it's still fun. Like I'm a huge wino. So like it's just a fun little advent calendar. All right, you guys, I've upgraded to technology. Typically, you guys know I'm like always looking off my laptop. But I was like, you know what? I have this, oh my God, literally so embarrassing. This iPad case is like 10 years old. This is like one of the first generations of iPads that was so dirty. I don't even know if I'm going to put that in the video. Anyways, I'm reading my notes on my iPad because I'm getting elderly, and it's like even though my laptop is right here, your girl can't see the font that well. So now if it's like right in front of my face, my gosh. Yeah, but let's go ahead and just, you know what, get into the honorable mentions. I do want to say a goal for myself for 2023 is I just got a P.O. box, as in like 2 days ago, and I've already sent out my first email for an ARC for it. So I'm going to be, you know what, guys? You got to shoot your shot. You got to shoot your shot. So I'm going to try my best to get as many ARCs as I can this year for books that I'm interested in now that I have my P.O. box. And that is not cheap. It is $90 for 3 months for this freaking P.O. box. So we're even going to see. I'll report back in March. We're going to see if it is fruitful or if it's worth the money, I should say. But basically, I'm going to shoot my shot with publishers this year now that I have more time and try to get some ARCs, guys. But we are going to go ahead and talk about my honorable mentions. Some of these are not thrillers. All of my top 10 books are, just because that is the main genre that I love, either thriller or mystery. But I just got to shout out a couple books and a couple publishers who have absolutely been amazing. So Simon & Schuster, I do know how to correctly pronounce that. I used to say Simon & Schuster. It's Schuster, and the reason that I know that, at least I hope I'm right. If I'm not, please, publisher, correct me. But they have been amazing and have let me listen to a lot of audiobooks this year. Audiobooks are my freaking favorite, especially being a mom. I can listen on the way to work. I can listen while doing dishes and cleaning and all that stuff. So I just have to give a special shout out to Kiss Her Once for Me. If you follow me on Bookstagram, you already know I freaking love this book along with everybody else. Like, can we just be honest? Along with everybody else. This is an amazing romance, and I just loved it. It's about two women who are drastically different, and their love story is just great. And it's like set in a Christmas setting in a snowed-in lodge, and there's just so much comedic relief in this book, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I knew I would. It was also a book of the month choice as well. So that was really cool too. But I freaking loved Kiss Her Once for Me. It is my favorite romance of the year. It's amazing, even though like when you guys are watching this, Christmas is probably over. But you know what? The holiday season may be wrapped up, but you should still read it and or listen to it if you haven't yet, because it's so great. I just want to mention all of the books that I will be talking about today. I will link in the description box for you guys if you're interested and want to purchase them yourself and read through them. When I talk about audiobooks, I listen to them on Libro FM. I'll put a little still of the app here where I listen to the audiobooks, and I freaking love it. Like, Libro FM is great. It's so, so easy to use. Not sponsored by them, but like that would be the dream. Because it's just so easy to use, easy to download. Like it was great. So listen to Kisser Ones for Me on there. Also, another big shout out to Simon and Schuster. An honorable mention is the American Roommate Experience. This was really like such a close second for me. This book is steamy. That is like probably the steamiest book I like. Okay, I want to say read. I listened to it, but you know what? Listening to steamy books on audio is freaking hilarious because I literally just have anxiety the whole time that my husband's gonna walk in and be like, what the hell are you listening to? Especially with the American Roommate Experience, you guys. Oh my God, that book is literally so steamy. Another publisher, they have been so amazing, has been Harper Audio. I get a lot of my thrillers from Harper Audio, and one of my absolute favorite thrillers this year has been Anywhere You Run, 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 Run. I've tried to say this like 40 times. Has been Anywhere You Run by Wanda Morris, right? M. Morris, I'm so sorry. This book, oh, it almost made the top 10, Harper Audio. It almost made the top 10. This book is so good. I was like raving about it on Bookstagram, and a lot of people loved it just as much as I did. It is I would say it's more of like a drama, like a mystery, like a kind of like a slow burn, like, yeah, dramatic suspense thriller. Let's just go with that. And it's these two sisters, and it's so good. It's during segregation, and I don't want to give too much away, but like you're following the lives of these two sisters, and like they just both get wrapped up in like sticky, messy situations, and you are on the edge of your seat, and the freaking ending is just like, God. This would be one that I would like re-listen to. Like it's just so, it's so, so good. I highly recommend it. Another wonderful honorable mention, again, a massive thank you to Harper Audio, was The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike. This is also a Netflix show. The book, at least in my opinion, is not spooky. I'm sure a lot of people have seen The Midnight Club show on Netflix because I know it was very popular, at least I think it was. I thought they did a good job with it. I still have like 2 episodes left. I'm weird like that. Like I'll start a show and then I just like don't finish it. Like I invest so much of my life and my time. That's literally how we are right now with $18.99 on Netflix. No spoilers or I will come for you. No spoilers because we have like an episode and a half left. But that's just how I am. Like I get there, I almost get to the finish line and then I'm like, I'll finish later. Anyways, The Midnight Club, it's just a beautiful story. It's teenagers who are dying of different various types of cancer, and they go to a like teenage hospice home to basically like die with dignity. I mean, the premise is, I mean, the book is sad. Okay, the book is sad, but they get together at midnight and tell stories, and that's basically like what they have to look forward to, hence the title of the book, The Midnight Club. And oh God, it's such a good book. I loved it so much. The last honorable mention, again, I'm actually shocked that it didn't make the top 10, but like I'm choosy with the top 10. This is a sci-fi thriller, and it is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This book, I freaking loved it. This was a book of the month book for 2016. So I was late to the game. If you're unfamiliar with book of the month, it is a book buying subscription. For $14.99, you get to choose a hardcover book, and the hardcovers typically retail anywhere from, this book is $26.99 up to where I've seen $32. So you get a good bang for your buck. And then you can also pick 2 other book of the months. As you can see, most of my books I do purchase from book of the month because truthfully, it's a great deal. But anyways, I will put my referral link in the description box below if you're interested. And if you go through me, I get a free book, which is freaking sweet. Anyways, Dark Matter is a sci-fi thriller that I'm sure most of you have already read. And if you haven't and you waited like I did just to see all the years and years and years and years and years of hype, just go now and like already listen to it, okay? Or read it. Like, it's freaking good. I cannot believe I'm looking at this now. Obviously, this is not edited. I've been talking for 17 minutes and I haven't even got to the top freaking 10. I need to get to it. Finally gonna get to the top 10, only like 20 minutes later. So these thrillers are in no particular order for the exception of the top 3. Okay, but the other 7 I'm just mentioning. I did not rank it this year from like 10, 9, 8, 7. I just did my top favorite 3, like my number 1, second, third, and then everything else. So coming in one of the top 10 spots is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I listened to this on audio, courtesy of Macmillan Audio. Thank you, Macmillan. Apparently though, the physical copy of this book has amazing, like spooky pictures, which truthfully would have added so much to the story. So I kind of regret not purchasing this book and reading it. For the main fact, like I really wanted to experience the pictures when everybody was like posting about it on Bookstagram. I was like, meh, I want to see them. But anyways, I will link this in the description box for you. This book, it is a little bit of horror, right? Like there's some spooky ghost elements to it, but I would say it's mainly thriller. And this girl goes and she starts to nanny for this family. And she's like a live-in nanny. She's living there, but she lives in like this little cottage off to the side. And like some shit goes down. It's so crazy. It's so good. It's so spooky. And the freaking final like twist at the end, unreal. Like unreal. I read this book months ago and I still think about that twist like, wow. So, oh my God, this is why I love filming this video, because it's like only talking about good books and like I just get so hype. Coming in at number 9 is a book that I just read, courtesy of Minotaur Publishing, and that is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. I received an ebook of this book, and it's so good. It's a thriller with an unreliable, is that it, right? Yeah, unreliable protagonist, which as we know is an overarching theme in the thriller community, right? But I'm not mad at it because it makes for some really great reading. But this book I feel is so much better than her debut, which is A Flicker in the Dark, over here, I believe, or over here. Everyone loved that one. I thought it was good, but this book, oh my God, it's so good. It's not a spoiler, but the book starts off with you finding out that the protagonist's son, who's also my son's age, 18 months, was kidnapped. And then the book is like her kind of doing like the whole true crime thing, right? Like podcasts, looking at articles, blah, 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 all this stuff to like basically find out what happens to him. I will say, as a mom, as a parent, just as a human, it was really hard to read about the kidnapping, especially when her son is my son's age. I didn't know if I could like read the whole thing, but I'm glad that I did because it's phenomenal and the ending is so good. It is so good. Okay, this is actually really embarrassing. I had a book on my top 10 and I confused the book with Mary Kubica's Local Woman Missing, but I think I must have done that book last year because I'm looking at it now and it was published in May of 2021. So I'm just gonna go ahead. This is like so anticlimactic, but Dark Matter, which was an honorable mention, we're bumping that up to like the top 10. because now that I'm like sitting here looking at this, I completely confused the titles, and the title that I had on here, I don't want to say it because now I feel like an ass, but it's definitely not a top 10 book. But when I originally saw it, I was like, oh my God, I freaking loved that book. And then no, it's because I was confusing it with Local Woman Missing, which is freaking amazing. But anyways, we're bumping up Dark Matter to the top 10. It has now made it to the top 10, my friends. This next book completely took me by surprise because I didn't think I was going to love it as much. Like, I just wasn't expecting to love it as much. And I'm so bummed that I don't have my physical copy right now, but I did give it to a coworker so she could read it over winter break. And that is The Family Game. This book is it's so good. It is a very fast-paced thriller. If you're in the market for something that like you're gonna start and finish within like 24 hours, pick up this book. It has such a unique thriller concept, and it's our main character is involved with this man, and his family is whack, okay? That's like all I'm gonna say. And it's so good. I bought it from Book of the Month. I used it as, I think, my December or maybe November Book of the Month token. And it was great because it's like a snowy setting. Like, it's a fun winter thriller to read. But, oh my gosh, it is so crazy. And I can sit here and say that, like, I firmly believe that there will never be another thriller like this because it's so unique in its concept. If you follow me on Bookstagram, this next book was one of my cheap city finds. My husband and I, if we can, we try to go to Chicago and just like wine and dine ourselves for a night or two in the summer. And then when we're down there, there's a discounted book, like a book resale shop that I always like to go to. So for $6.50, I got one of my favorite thrillers of the year, and that is The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. This is the first book I've ever read from this author, and I think I'm going to step up my game because apparently they're amazing. This book, when did this book come out? Copyright 2018, so not very old at all, but this is not for the faint of heart, okay? You do not have a weak stomach going into this book. It is like a dark and gritty thriller. It is also a very, very fast read at under 300 pages, literally 280. So started this and then finished within like a day, which is pretty good for me. This book it's so good. It's past and present point of views of our main character from when he was a kid and now in his adult life. And there was a gruesome murder in his childhood. And then the Chalk Man is kind of coming back to haunt him now in his adulthood. So probably, I don't want to say the most gruesome thriller. Maybe. One of the other ones I'm going to mention was also gross. But I would say this is probably the most like detailed, gruesome thriller that I read this year, but holy smokes, it's fabulous. This next book took me by surprise, okay? Took me by surprise because I had previously read a book by this author and thought it was just meh. Then I got Lucy Foley's The Paris Apartment in March of 2022 and freaking loved it. Okay, we loved it. This book is just so good. It follows, I think, it'll tell us right here on the back. The socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic, the girl on the verge, and the concierge. 5 point of views, roughly, okay? And then it says, everyone's a neighbor, everyone's a suspect. Super short, sweet synop of just like some shit going down in Paris, okay? And it's so good. I loved it. There are many like little twists and turns in this one that I thought were so intriguing, and it's just a fun read. Like, this is one that it's like, I could see myself like getting cozy under a blanket by a fire for like a couple of days and just like binging, like going into it and just finishing it like, wow, This was really amazing. I loved it. So see, this is a perfect example of like, if you read one book by an author and you're like, don't write them off right away. Don't write them off right away. Give them another go. So, okay, the next one I don't have in my pile, so let me find it. I have no idea where it is, which is a little concerning because I love it. But that is The Good Lie by A.R. Torre. This is my first book by this author. It is fast-paced. It is also gross, okay? It's a little gruesome. Again, not for the faint of heart. Did not see the ending twists at all. Like, I thought I had it solved, but I didn't, and I loved it. I want to read more by this author. This book is so good. This was a Bookstagram made me do it. I saw a lot of people posting about it, especially some of the girls on there that like I really like. If they like something, chances are like I'm also gonna like it. You know, you just find your bookish people where you're like, okay, we're pretty similar. And a couple of them really liked it. So I got it, and I'm not upset that I did because it's freaking fab. We're getting into the top 3. Guys, what a wild, wild year. Okay, this next book is, again, one that those same pals on Bookstagram were posting about. And I bought it for $8.99. No, wait. $15.95. That seems a little steep for a paperback. I don't know. Apparently I paid $15. What Lies Between Us by John Mars. This is like a killer author, okay? Like I feel like a John Mars book, you're not going to be like steered wrong. He has one coming out soon that I really want to read. Maybe I'll film a like books I'm looking forward to in 2023. But anyways, this is wild, okay? This book, it's so wild. Let me just read the first sentence. Nina can never forgive Maggie for what she did, and she can never let her leave, okay? Just 2 girls, one of them is not letting the other one leave, and you're like, why? Why isn't she letting her leave? It's so good. I think this is probably the book that like, no, it's one of the top 3 that I read in like 24 hours, like a 24-hour sitting, okay? It is amazing. Buy it. I bought it through Amazon. Like I said, everything is linked down before you, but this book it's made the top 3. It's made the top 3. Thank you, my bookish friends, for not steering me wrong. You guys are amazing, and I wish I could like, this is one of the books where like you read it and then you wish you could have that experience rereading it for the second time because it's just that good. It's just that good. Oh my God. My first book of the year is not an Alice Feeney book. I'm like shocked shitless, but honestly, you know that she made the top 3. Come on now. Actually, like my messed up copy. I have 2 copies of it. Book of the Month used to wrap their books in just like a clear wrap. And this book was actually delivered the weekend that we were in the city that I was just talking about when I got the Chalkman. And our house does not have like a front porch, we just don't have it. We don't have like an awning or anything to protect packages from the elements, okay? So I saw that it was delivered, and for some reason, the mailman did not put it in the mailbox. He put it on the stoop, and I was crying in the car because I'm dramatic, and I'm like, no, Daisy Darker. Like I knew in my head that it was just getting rained on, okay? Because I knew that the book wasn't going to be wrapped anymore. And I came home and it was just like water damaged. So again, a friend is borrowing, another coworker, separate coworker, is borrowing my non-damaged copy right now. But Daisy Darker, in my opinion, Alice Feeney's second best book. Her first book being His and Hers. If you haven't read it, get it. I'll link it down there below for you too. That one is wild. I mean, just wild. This one is so good. I have an entire dedicated, hold on, I gotta scroll real quick. I have an entire dedicated read with me, like vlog style video. It's like almost an hour, 45-ish minutes long. I'll link it up here, where I read the book with you in parts and then record my reactions as we're reading together. And I'm so glad I don't do those kind of videos for every book, but I'm so glad that I did it for Daisy Darker, because holy shit, what a fabulous book it ended up being. Alice Feeney is my favorite thriller author. If she ever watches one of my videos, I'm gonna just freak out because I literally love her. Alice, if you're watching this, I love you. Like, you're amazing, and your books are so just top notch, the cream of the crop. This last top book, my number one book of the year, okay? I gotta preface it a little bit. I gotta tease you a little bit, because it was my first ever read with me vlog style video on this channel, which was this year, obviously, if it's in my top 2022. But if you know what it is, you know that it also gave me a full-blown panic attack while reading it, okay? I had to stop, partially because I also had low blood sugar when I was listening to this. It was an audiobook, okay? It was an audiobook for me. And I had low blood sugar, which already also makes me anxious. All right, let me just get to it. I'm going to link it up here for you too. That is The Last House on Needless Street by Katarina Ward. This book, I think at the time, in that video, I say I gave it like a 4 stars possibly, because of the content, okay? This book is so disturbing in so many ways. Like, so disturbing, okay? That, like, when I finished it, add on the panic attack too, I was like, can I give this 5 stars? Like, I truthfully don't think I can. Like, it was so messed up. And so, like, you know, I want to almost use the term vulgar, but like, I just think it's because I've had half this wine and I can't think of any better adjectives. Let's have some more wine. Maybe it'll, you know, give me some better adjectives. No, for real though, when I sit back and reflect on my whole reading journey through 2022, this is the book that I always think about the most. So that's how, for me, you know, it was the most impactful. It's like, I always think about this book. Yet, it's interesting. I feel like I can't recommend it to just, like, I can recommend it to you guys, because if you're watching this, you're a reader, right? Most likely. Or you want to become a reader, more into reading, and you're like, hey, you know, let me just start off with this chick's top 10. Let's see what I should add to my list. Regardless, if someone's not really into thrillers, maybe they're not that big of a reader, it's not a book I'm going to recommend, because I think they're going to read it and be like, I'm never fucking listening to you again because this was messed up. But like, as a thriller lover, I'm like, oh my God. And it's a psychological thriller too, which those are my favorite. And I feel like thrillers themselves can be like hit or miss, but like psychological thrillers in particular, they are either a hit or a miss. Like, I feel like there's no in between, okay? For me. This book is just, oh my God, it's so good. And I know it got so much hype last year, and it was on like a lot of people's top 10 last year, but I didn't read it until March of this year. And I loved it. Like, it was so good. I cannot stop thinking about it because it's that good. Okay, so if you haven't read it, go into it with like, just go into it knowing it's messed up, okay, and like so disturbing, various forms of abuse, okay, and that's what's like really just gets you, and you're like, oh, can I do it? And then you just wait, okay, just wait. And that is it, my friends. Holy shit, this is gonna be like a 40-minute video at least. The longest one. of my top 10 plus honorable mentions. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. You guys were able to help me get monetized this year in 2022, which is huge. Like, it's huge. So just thank you for watching and commenting and supporting me and reading along with me and connecting with me on my Bookstagram. Like, I love this. If it is the best hobby, it is the best pastime for me. Like, I love it. I love being here with you guys here on BookTube. So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, I would love if you could hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new bookish related video. Bye, you guys.